Hey guys, Alex here, host of Jiu-Jitsu Radio. Before we get started, I want to go ahead and thank you for taking the time to tuning in, downloading this podcast. Please, if you like it, leave a good review, share with your friends. This is a project that I've wanted to do for a long time and finally have a chance to put it together. I had to bring in a good friend of mine for the very first podcast. He is someone that I have not only learned and trained with, but also have had a chance to work with and shadow the past few years in his career in Jiu-Jitsu and MMA. He is a world champion Jiu-Jitsu fighter. He is definitely, to me, one of the top 10 guys in his division in the UFC. Gilbert Burns. Thank him. I want to thank him for coming in and taking the time after practice to do this podcast. So please make sure to follow Gilbert on all his social media, Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter. He's very active on social media. So if you ever send him a question, for sure he'll reply. I'd also want you guys to take a time to follow me on Instagram, Jiu-Jitsu Radio, and I also will have a Spotify playlist for you guys to train with. If you have drilling sessions or just regular training sessions, I want to feature different artists and different genres as much as possible. So if you guys have any recommendations for bands, please feel free to message me on Instagram. Let me know what you would like to hear. I will do my best to throw it up on the mix every time we do a new podcast. So without any further ado, here is the very first podcast of Jiu-Jitsu Radio featuring world champion Jiu-Jitsu fighter Gilbert Burns.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm here with the champ. The champ is here, Gilbert Burns. What's up, Gilbert?
What up, what up? Happy to be here. Excited.
Finally
Finally
got this going.
Finally get the invitation. I was waiting for that for years.
Yeah, no, it's more of me getting it done after a couple of years. So what's going on, man? You just finished your morning class.
Yeah, good. Just finishing one more class. I have the morning class here in Combat Club, 7 a.m., Monday, Wednesday, Friday. The class that I like to teach a lot.
The 7 o'clock in the morning class?
Yeah,
Really?
I like that. Yeah,
For you?
I'm a morning person still. I don't like to teach so much at night.
Yeah.
At night, like my energy is already low. But morning class, noon class, I like a lot.
Yeah. Oh, real quick too. Big thank you to Danny and everybody at Combat Club for letting me set up back here. We're in Combat Club in Lantana, Florida. The new house.
New house.
The new house for you. How you liking it here?
I like a lot. So the vibe is good. We have great facility. We have a lot of pro fighters here, a lot of amateur fighters here. Jiu-Jitsu crowd. All the Jiu-Jitsu is getting bigger too. So
Yeah, your classes got big pretty quick.
Yeah, I like to be here. So we have a great time right here. I like here a lot.
It's funny, like, coming in, because, like, I was here for the first couple of classes, and there was only, like, a couple of us, and some of the pros, and all of a sudden there's a lot of people just straight off the street that want to start learning, so, they're getting thrown straight to the wolves.
Yeah, it was every beginning is not easy, but we're getting a lot better. We're still not promoting yet like we're supposed to. We're still fighting the permits and stuff, but it's getting a lot bigger.
You already had someone win a tournament.
Yeah, we have Dylan. That's one guy. He competes a lot. He's gonna compete again in Miami Open. Unfortunately, I'm not gonna be here competing. I'm gonna be competing the submission on the ground. But I have like 3-4 guys competing right on the bigs like IBJJF tournaments.
That's awesome. And yeah, that's what I was gonna bring up is you got the submission underground on May 14th.
May 14th. That's it.
How's the training been going for that?
Yeah, been training a lot for that. To be real, my brother's here. He helped me a lot with the drills. I'm doing so much more drills. I'm doing a lot more no-gi. I always do, so I don't change so much because I still have maybe the UFC give me that day, July 7th. So I'm still training my stand-up, still training MMA. But as of right now, I put a lot of more focus on the no-gi and wrestling stuff. But training is going hard, like always.
Yeah, I mean, you're always like working on the striking, and striking is always getting better. You're like one of the few people that manages to keep a solid balance between jiu-jitsu and your UFC career?
The way I like to work, I think we gotta work on a positive things, like on my qualities, on jiu-jitsu, on wrestling. But on the other hand, too, I need to get better on my striking, and it's one thing that I don't forget about it. I need to work on that. I need to get better. I'm getting better, but sometimes I push so much myself, like I need to get better, that I put so much stress. Right now, I just relax. I need to get better, and then I just put in work and kind of relax more on that, having more fun with that, and eventually I'm gonna get better because I'm not gonna stop the push.
Yeah, that's one of those things. It's like if you you become so just focused on trying to get better and better and better, you're actually hurting yourself.
Yeah,
because you're not letting yourself improve.
I wasn't having fun because I was pushing too much. Like, I need to get better. Like, putting myself in a place that I have to, that I need to, that I gotta work, and then I wasn't having fun with that. And now I still having the same like thoughts, like I need to get better, but now I'm on a different way. I want to have more fun, I want to enjoy more getting better. I want to enjoy the process, getting better, improving, training. It's I cannot put that much pressure on me. I just need to relax in training, and I know I'm getting better. I'm gonna get way better than that.
But how do you manage to keep, like, to stay healthy and keep so active? I mean, like, even just from like the small amount that I've known you the past few years.
Yep.
I mean, you are constantly fighting, whether it's the UFC or if it's jiu-jitsu. I mean, the only break that I ever really saw you take was when you ended up breaking your rib. That was a while ago.
The thing is, like, I know a lot of guys, they say they love to train. They do that. They like it. And the way the martial arts on my life, I just, it's one thing that come habit from me. I like to be training. I like to be testing myself. And I had that thing as soon as I put that goal that I want to be UFC champion, I want to be MMA fighter. On the other side, I cannot let my jiu-jitsu goes down. So that's what brings me to keep competing, keep doing jiu-jitsu, because if I need to compete, I know I need to train, and all get connected, all get together. So I want to be always competing in jiu-jitsu. I know tournaments, like big tournaments, going to be hard, but takes so much of me, like big time, like I got to be focused just on training. Then today I have that daily, like, work. I'm a father, I'm a husband, I'm a professor, I'm a coach, and I'm a student as well. So I have like a big working as outside of fighter, but I like to compete a lot. So I always make sure I leave a little bit of energy on my training as well. So I like to compete a lot of jiu-jitsu because I like just by myself. And on the other hand, they're going to help on my MMA too. That's why I put all together. And if I could, I still going to compete more, because I know how the UFC does. If you're getting a couple win streaks, they give you more fights. But if you lose between that, they give you kind of big layoff, So even I have only 2 losses in my career, but after that 2 losses, they give me that big layoff, like 4 or 7 months. And if I could choose, for sure I want to be fighting a lot more. Like 3 months, I'll be fighting, I'll be competing in MMA. But the layoff on the other side is good because I can compete in jiu-jitsu as well. So
is that something you think that they're like, do they like that when they see you guys like competing in tournaments like this?
I think they like that because we're still representing the UFC. They when they gonna call me out, for sure they're gonna, Gilbert Burns, 3 times world champion, UFC fighter. We always bring the UFC with us. It's, for me, the to be a UFC fighter is very good too. Even on a couple of seminars that I'm doing, I still doing a lot of seminars. On the seminars, sometimes they don't put like jiu-jitsu seminar with Gilbert Burns. Sometimes they don't even put 3 times world champion. They put seminar with Gilbert Burns, UFC fighter. You know, so that we always bring the UFC with us. Like no matter where we go, like that starts to be UFC fighter.
Yeah.
It's always does. I think it's good for the company. I would
sure.
like to have a company and the guy represent me everywhere. That's
Yeah.
perfect. I think.
But it kind of seems now because there's like more of you guys, like the UFC fighters that are doing open tournaments that are like, now it's kind of like you guys actually have like a target on your back. Like when you did Polaris, like Tonin was really like kind of saying like, oh, you know, I'm going to go after this UFC fighter kind of thing. Like, and it's happening more and more. Do you think that's something like, do you like that kind of like attention, or is that something you're not just, you know, it's not like, oh, a UFC fighter just decided to start doing a jiu-jitsu tournament. You're a legit jiu-jitsu fighter, world champ.
Yeah, so for me, I think I'm a jiu-jitsu fighter. That's how I started. Like even if you saw the banner now from the submission on the ground, you see like it's kind of like jiu-jitsu against UFC fighters, like MMA fighters. But I'm a jiu-jitsu guy too, so I'm both. I'm jiu-jitsu fighter and MMA fighter against a jiu-jitsu fighter. So I like that pressure to be realistic. I like that motivating, just give more energy to train and get better and represents not just myself, but all the jiu-jitsu, all the MMA fighters, all like I just bring that responsibility on my training, on my preparation. I like that a lot.
So what do you think about your match coming up then?
Yeah, John Combs, he's a good guy. He's a wrestler too. He has like a crazy guillotine. He loves to go to the guillotine. And the matchup is good because we kind of have like aggressive styles too. You know, we kind of like the same style. We look for the takedowns. We look for submissions. I'm pretty excited for the matchup. I think I'm going to win. I really believe in that. I'm working hard for that. But I'm excited to put on a show and bring like entertaining fighters, you know, that's one of my goals too. When I always like to say that I like to watch the fights, and I don't like that boring fights, that 50-50 game, that double pull is one thing that kills me, you know. Like I watch that, and like sometimes I see the matchup, I say, man, that's gonna be a great fight, and then both from the 50-50 double pull, like just kills me. Like I like entertaining fights. That's why when I'm fighting, I'm looking forward as well. I don't like to just. I know sometimes the fight's gonna be hard. You cannot give so much space, but I love to watch it. Between that, I love to watch Leandro Loin, Herbert yesterday on the Brazilian National Open Class fight. Man, I like that kind of fight. You know, pushing the pace. Like I like to watch fights like that, and then when I'm fighting, I like to fight like that as well.
So are you a bigger fan of the submission only type tournaments more than anything else?
I like both, let's say, but the way jiu-jitsu is going right now, if we had on the words last couple of years, we can see the fights were more like no submission, like
just point
by
games.
2 points, by advantages.
Yeah.
I think that helps a little bit to develop more the jiu-jitsu, to go back to the old school, like only finish. I like submission only, but I like IBJJF as well. But I think we need to have a balance, because I don't like the 10 minutes fight. I'd rather have submission only than 10 minutes fight, because no one fight 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Fight started, they go there, just bite a couple minutes.
Yeah, but especially if you were talking about like a world's tournament, you'd be there for weeks.
For sure. And you're going to beat couple 3 minutes, they actually don't do nothing, they just studying.
Yeah.
So I think if you cut down for 6 minutes, then it will be a fight.
So what do you think about like the new EBI rules?
I like the EBI rules a lot. I'm going to compete on that.
Are you?
Submission on the ground is going to be on that rules.
With the slaps?
No, I hope. But I like the slaps as well too. I like a lot. That's how I started when I was a kid. And then by the time my mom gotta bring all my notes, you know, from school, or if I'm doing good or bad. And I'm not a bad student. I was doing okay. Good, you know, good to okay. But on the behavior, I was always bad. I was kind of like We say like on the Portuguese, we say like, if you're having good notes, you're having blue notes. If you have red notes, it's bad notes. I always was red on behavior. And me and a couple guys. So at the time when I started my beginning, white belt to yellow belt, the professor, he always asked for that. It's a rule on the small school that you need to bring that. So when always my mom brings and a couple of other guys, we always read on the behavior. So they make us do the slap. When you don't have a tournament on the weekends, they say, okay, mummies go down. You know, we have a second floor. Mummies go downstairs now. You guys don't have tournament. Okay, when the class was done, okay, class dismissed. These guys go down. You guys stay here, like me and 6 more guys. Okay, take the top gi off. Okay, now you guys gonna fight. Open hands, live, 2 minutes, ready, go. And then I was just, and then that's how I started. Like, I remember first day I slapped, we gotta shake hands before. So I shake hand with my right hand, and the guy with the left hand, he slapped me so hard. And then we started. So he's not a, he's not a new rule for me. You know?
You're having like your own mini Valley Tudo Pancrase tournament. This is like open hand slap.
Man, that was 1998, 1999. So, couple schools used to do that in Rio. It's just not film. It's not allowed.
No one's gonna sit there and talk about it.
And then we couple people crying. The professor was there, just hey, calm down. We're not gonna leave him.
But
crying,
did you guys have like the rule where like you weren't allowed to fight outside of the gym?
Hell no.
Oh, really?
No.
It's just like you do whatever you want.
No.
Because, I mean, there's always stories of guys like, you know, certain gyms have the rules like you're not allowed to fight in the gym. I think it was like a Shogun one where like one of the guys he got caught fighting outside of the gym and they just booted him out. Yeah,
no, that was the same in my gym. Like if you have any behavior or any bad thing that we were doing, they make us to do slap at the gym, you know, like they make us fight at the gym to learn. But they're not gonna give me an easy fight at the gym because for me to learn, it's kind of learning process. If it is something bad, they get a little bit bigger, not like crazy big, but a little bit bigger guy that he knows gonna whoop my ass. That he put me to fight this guy, you know, just to learn. Hey, you're gonna fight right here. You cannot fight with the easy fights, you know. If you really want to fight, you're gonna come here,
take a
compete.
Challenge.
Yeah, take a challenge. Don't go beat a couple bum and be, you know, like.
Do you think that's something that would work out well here, like in the United States?
I don't think so. I hope so. I hope, to be realistic, I think they're gonna help so much here. Like, they're gonna help so much if we're allowed to do that here, but I know it's gonna be hard. I don't know. I know a couple moms, they cannot see his kid getting slapped. They're gonna freak out. They're gonna call the cops. It's just gonna be a mess. But I hope we could work right here.
Yeah, you know what though? I mean, it's not like a good thing to sit there and slap around somebody else's kid. But if you're talking about people that are growing up in really like hard areas, I mean, it's one of those lessons that you got to learn a certain way. Like some people don't even have that father figure. But the coach will bring that to them.
I'd rather have my kid get his lap in the gym training to get bullying on the school, on the street, you know. At least when you get on that situation to get bullying, like on the schools, on the neighborhood, on the streets, he's used to that at the gym. So a couple guys who don't know how to fight come, he's just gonna take this guy down, gonna take his arm. So the way I see, I'd rather have my kid get his lap at the gym and get him ready, getting built for that, because I know any situation on the street, he's going to get ready for that, you know.
And just a note for people, we're not promoting beating up kids at the gym, and we're not actually doing it here. I'm just asking just to see, like, you know, the toughness compared to kids growing up in different parts of the world compared to here. I mean, even I wasn't born here, you know, and everybody grows up in the scenario that there are. It's kids that come from inner city streets are going to be tougher than kids that are coming from, you know, rich areas. So it's one way or another, people have to learn. And a lot of times, we know the story. There's so many people that ended up growing up in a gym because they either didn't have like someone to guide them, and like martial arts brought them up. So it's not saying like we're going to beat up kids or something, but it's a mentality of people just want to get babied.
The self-confidence, you know, you and even a couple guys, most of the guys that I know that grow up at the gym, they have good behavior. They're not crazy on the streets. They don't need to fight. I think that's who brought you people that you are, because you don't need to prove a point.
Yeah.
Because you have your self-confidence. You just get a couple fights at the gym. You don't want to go to the street and fight again.
Yeah.
You just
Well, that's one thing.
know?
Like I always tell people is that when they start asking about like jiu-jitsu or like MMA training or Muay Thai, it's like, oh, so you get in fights all the time? It's like, no, most of the guys, like 99% of people that I know that train, like, will never get into a fight in the street, because you know what's gonna happen. You know you're already like ahead of the person like skill wise, but you know the dangers of training and like fighting. So why would you end up doing it out in the middle of the street?
For what?
Yeah.
You don't need to prove a point.
Exactly.
You already, if you already do a martial arts, jiu-jitsu, kickboxing, boxing, you know what you're capable of. You know, you get knocked out, maybe you knock the guy down, you're getting better, you're learning martial arts. And the way I see it, that's kind of like a weapon. I really can go on the streets, take a couple arms out, heel hooks, takes the guy down, slam the guy, knock the guy. For what?
Yeah.
I'm not getting paid for that. I'm not gonna be proud for that.
Yeah.
But if I do that on top of the cage, getting money for that,
Yeah.
for sure. But the point is, you're not gonna do that. You're not gonna challenge yourself on the street for nothing. You know, like, at least say you need to do it. You know, you don't have option. Okay, then you're gonna do it. But you're not gonna be chasing for that on the streets. I think that's my point. When you start to do martial arts, you don't need to chase that on the street, because you already have it every day at the gym. So when I'm out of the gym, I don't want to fight no more. I don't want to even talk about fighting. I just want to relax, you know, take my time. Avoid any argue, any fight. I'm gonna avoid that, because I have that. I wear it every day. So what I'm gonna have, I'm gonna chase for more.
Like,
you know?
I don't want to do this again. I just got out of like training. No.
I'm tired, bro. Leave me alone.
You don't even want someone to hug you. Like, no, it's too close. It's too close to
Leave
to
me
grab
alone,
them.
bro. Just my ear is all bad. I'm so sore. You don't want to fight no more, bro.
So the Submission Underground is on the 14th.
Yeah, on the floor grappling live.
Yeah, that's the Chael Sonnen organization. Is the man himself gonna be there?
I think so. He fought a couple times. He likes to be. You know, Chael. He not
Let
gonna
me ask you a question.
He's not gonna miss that.
Let me ask you a question. When he was hyping up the whole Anderson Silva fight, and he was talking all the trash about Brazil and stuff, was that one of like? Did you get mad? Did you take it personal?
A little bit, not really, not personal, but I wish Anderson whoop his ass. Whoop his ass. No, and by the time I was with Vitor,
Yeah.
and then they hired up that fight a little bit, being about Chael and Vitor. That fight didn't happen, but I wish to happen like so much. But no, I don't get personal. I know, and he was doing good at trash talk at the time.
Yeah, he was the
Anderson
man.
Silva,
Yeah.
you were sex. That was like, you remember that?
Yeah. It was like
That
right
was-
after he won
yeah.
the fight.
Yeah, and I know it's just a trash talk. He don't get
Yeah.
personal. I know he was selling. He was doing a great job, and I don't get personal. But I wish he got like me. Some Brazilian guy gotta kill this guy. But Damon did already. Anderson did twice.
Yeah.
I think we had one more guy. I'm not sure.
Well, he wanted to fight Vanderlei.
Yeah,
That's the fight that's gonna happen now.
He will. No, he will.
Yeah.
July 20 something.
27, something like that.
Maybe,
Yeah, somewhere
maybe.
there. Yeah,
I like
that's gonna
that
be.
fight.
I mean, it's a little late,
That.
but that's like all the extra stuff
It's
that
still
happened.
no,
with
but
Vanderlei.
it's late. But still, people want to watch it.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
They gotta end
this.
the story, you know.
Yeah. I think just
You saw that double leg and tough or not?
yeah. Well, I know we were doing stuff together. We were working together when that happened. I like the first thing I did is, did you just see this? Like, is that real? I don't know.
And they're crazy for sure. With Rio, I don't think. One thing that I know about Vanderlei, he's not fake at all. He had that click, you know.
Yeah.
As soon as you click, he just turned and then he went crazy, and then you know Vanderlei. So he's a very cool guy. I'm gonna watch that fight.
Oh, for sure.
For sure. I know he's kind of the past maybe 5 years, maybe something like that. Should be happened before, but I still want to watch.
I think it'll be.
They
pretty good. It'll be
scheduled
worth
that
it.
fight on, but who get hurt? I think someone get hurt, get caught, something.
Well,
I
no.
think Chael get caught on the doping or something like that. No.
No. I think it was like Vanderlei, like they were pushing his thing back some more for like the when he like ran from the test or whatever it was. I think there was something else.
But
I don't
because
know.
they were scheduled to fight after on the finale, because that wasn't tough.
Oh yeah, no. After
And I
that, no, that was when
think
Vanderlei ran from the test.
Oh yeah,
that
you're
was-
right.
yeah.
You're right.
I mean, I'm not
He
accusing him of anything.
Yeah, but
he ran from the
I heard
test.
he really
Yeah.
really run like.
Well, that was
"Man,
like
the guy's here.
I've seen it in person when they come in and like they come and check you guys. Like
Yeah,
I've seen
couple
it in
times.
purpose. Yeah. So it's like, but when you start hearing like Chael's story, and then you hear like Jose Aldo like ran from the
I
test too. He did a
heard.
bunch of stuff too.
I
Where supposedly
heard,
he
yeah.
like dropped the test or something on purpose, like and it shattered.
I heard something like that, like a couple
Yeah.
weird things that like they wasn't allowed to do the test, and then they come to it was something
Yeah,
like
it was
that.
weird. Like
It was kind of like, oh, you don't need to do the test
Yeah.
if you don't want to. Oh, and then he was kind of like, oh, if I don't want it, I don't need to do it. And
Yeah.
then he just dropped like,
yeah, it's super
if
weird.
I need to do it, do it. But
Yeah.
I don't care if they come here. I'm gonna
Yeah.
pee anytime. Like a couple guys talking so much about the PDs, but
I mean, that's what I said. Like, I literally have been next to you when all of a
Man,
sudden, like, they show up.
yeah, they didn't show up. I don't care. But
And then
man,
it's never that awkward. Like, they're the guy
Yeah,
that I remember
the guy's
you
cool,
dealing
the
with,
guy's
they're super cool. It's like,
they got me on Miami Open. Remember,
Yeah.
I was there. Like
Oh,
my
man.
wife, my wife fought, and I was there like just supporting her. And then the guy, I just get a call. Hey, where you at? And I say, "Hey, who's this? The guy, it's Usada. And I say, I'm on the tournament, Miami Open. Here's on the FEU, I think. I don't
FIU,
know.
yeah.
FIU. Oh, the guy, yeah, okay, you gonna come back? I said, no, I'm gonna be here. My wife's gonna fight in a little bit. Okay, can you send me the address? I say, yeah, okay, I'm on my way. I'll be there in 45 minutes. Okay. After that, the guy was there, right away in the tournament. So I don't mind. I don't
Yeah.
mind to take a P test. I don't
Yeah.
care. I don't take nothing. And I'm used to fighting with a lot of guys who take that.
Yeah,
All
for
the
sure.
jiu-jitsu guys, ADCC. So I don't mind. I'm kind of used to these guys.
yeah,
So MMA is a little bit different because you're getting punched in the face, getting kicked in the face.
yeah,
If the guy is with a lot of juice and stuff,
yeah.
can be even more dangerous than it's already are. I understand, but in jiu-jitsu,
Yeah.
a lot of guys used to
Yeah.
take it ADCC. So
Yeah, that's the crazy part. Like, I mean, it happened even with I forget who was it that won the one Worlds, and then like they tested him and he like went the whole year like as the champion, and then like a year later they're like, oh yeah,
Felipe Pena,
yeah, it's like, oh, by the way, like, yeah, he tested positive, so
yeah.
we're taking the title from him. It's like,
Yeah.
well, you had a whole year to announce it. Why
Yeah.
didn't you announce it?
just now, yeah.
Yeah,
And they give the title for Galvão.
yeah.
So I think something happened right now. Who get caught right now?
For jiu-jitsu?
Yes,
I don't know.
I get caught right now too. Forget who was that, but that happened with Braulio too. I think once. I don't know if it was Braulio.
No. Didn't Braulio just like break his
Yeah,
his quad?
his hamstring.
Hamstring, yeah.
Yeah, like it warming up.
Oh,
That was crazy.
That's the worst part.
But I heard of the Miao brothers too. One guy's not competing. Paulo, he's supposed to get caught. They
No,
still,
really?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't hear that.
Paulo's not competing. Just Joao.
Yeah. No, I
So,
didn't know that.
Yeah, just Joao. Paulo just fought ADCC. He's not competing on the IBJJF. So we don't know if he
Yeah.
get caught. A lot of guys have they're talking already. They have that hype, but they're not sure yet. But I heard that you have two options. You can kind of like say like, yes, I took,
Uh-huh.
or you can be quiet and you're gonna be couple years without competing on IBJJF and gonna keep your title. If you say,
Wow, that's
yeah,
crazy.
they
that
have
kind of
some-
screws over the people that
yeah.
lost, though.
they have something like that, so that's why he's not fighting and he's quiet. I think he's not
So
gonna
if
say
they give you the option, if you get like popped, then you can either stay quiet
and have
and
your
not
title
compete and not come
and like
back.
2-3
when you
years,
come back,
2-3 years you
right.
don't come back, you're gonna have you
Or
can
you-
hold your title, or you say yes. You're
I
gonna
did it,
lose
and
your
then you
title.
can compete tomorrow.
One year,
Wow.
1 year without competing, you lose your title, and then you can compete again. Or you stay with your title and you don't compete for a while, like 3 years.
I mean, that's not even that bad for them because they can just keep their mouth shut and just go to a bunch of other tournaments and be fine.
Yeah, especially today. We have so much tournaments without IBJJF. And especially this year, we have ADCC, we have EBI, we have, bunch of shows, Polaris, Copa Podio.
Yeah, like there's so many tournaments now for options down. And like
so much, so much. We have the pro, like a lot of pro tournaments, like making money. You know, we have the World Pro, the Abu Dhabi Pro, so a lot of trials, a lot of.
That's so crazy. That like just blows my mind.
You're gonna be banned from one organization, but we have like tons of organizations. So
I mean, at the end of the day, you might as well just keep your mouth shut, and you're gonna go to other organizations that'll probably.
And you're still making money. You're still doing your seminar. You're still having the sponsors. So.
Yeah,
you just not on one part of the show, but
like on one hand, I get it because then you're not. If you just stay quiet and you go to other like tournaments, you're not tarnishing jiu-jitsu because it's not being thrown out there, and you're not throwing like IBJJF under the bus. But on the other hand, it screws over the people that like you that fight clean.
Yeah,
it's like, okay, I just lost to that guy that was just juiced up to the gills.
For sure. And the other thing is, see, on organization too, if the guy get pops, if you're doing the test, and if the guy that get pops, he has no option.
Yeah,
he had the option before to taking the juice or not.
Yeah,
so he had the option. He take it.
Yeah,
he get pops, no option. You ban for a year, 2 years. You gotta pay that much, and here you cannot fight. Maybe you can fight on organizations, but even that, they gotta be a little bit connected. You know, like IBJJF, a little bit of EBI, maybe with the ADCC, like. Or that guy cannot compete, you know, and they make and then they can make it more professional, but
it becomes but
the guy get popped. Okay, you have two options.
Yeah.
What option? Don't say nothing and don't compete for 2 years.
And the guy that lost to you,
the guy he's just waiting, hoping that the guy make the right choice. If the guy do the wrong choice, you gotta.
And even more, you get screwed even more because I'd say now the other guy beat you. He was juiced. They give you the title instead. No one sits there and actually looks at you like a real champ. It's like, you just got it because the other guy popped. So it wasn't put to a test. So it's a weird situation. Yeah. Let me ask you this, though. Like, Eddie Bravo talks a lot about the people getting greased up and stuff at tournaments like ADCC and stuff like that. Is that something like you experience? Like, you can tell, like, oh, this guy just like
a couple of guys that fought. I never had it. I never tried. I always had bronchitis. I never get nothing. I couldn't chew. I never tried. But ADCC, IBJJF,
they're all like greased up. I'm saying no. They get like greased up, like talking about like they put oil and stuff on. So it's like
not really.
You never had that?
No.
Yeah. No. See, that's the thing, because like he talks about it a lot. He's like, oh man, guys oil themselves up all the time.
No.
Like they should like test for that, and that's why he's making an argument for people to have to wear rash guards. Like
no, I don't think so.
Like
ADCC, maybe one guy, maybe another guy, but I don't think so. And then ADCC you get sweat so much, because 10 minutes, no points. And then overtime, a couple guys fight 30, 40 minutes. So how we gonna get sweat? So
what about
I never fought a guy here.
Claudio just won.
Cool.
Claudio Collison's just won again.
And then we're looking forward to train together again to these ADCC. And now he just won the World Pro, huh?
That's what I'm saying.
Machine,
He's
and
crazy,
I think he was his 5th title.
So nuts, man. That guy's like a beast. Just watching, like, every once in a while I go back because I still have training footage of you guys.
Nice.
Yeah, that's like some crazy training.
And then we're still talking. We see when we're gonna come back. Maybe after my fight, if I sign for that day, July 7th, I'm looking forward to go to Brazil, stay with him maybe in a month, 3 weeks. Then he's gonna come here. We're gonna do a little bit of preparation in Brazil, a little bit here, and we finish all the preparation for the ADCC in Finland. We're still looking for a place.
Yeah.
We gotta finish over there, get all the jet lag done before tournament.
So you think you're gonna get on the July 7th card?
I hope so. They give him that date. It's not. So it's kind of verbal confirm.
Yeah.
But we don't sign yet, so I don't like to confirm because.
Do you have an idea who the opponent is? You don't have to say. I'm just.
No, I not yet. Still waiting for the opponent. Soon they send me the opponent in the contract and I sign. Okay, now I can talk. But I don't have the opponent yet. They give me that date, so I hope
Just
they
let me know
keep,
so I can get a ticket. That one I'll fight too. It's in the U.S. Do you know?
It's gonna be in the fight weekend. I'm almost sure
yeah,
because
that's right.
July 7th is the finale. Gilbert against Dillashaw.
Oh man. Oh, never mind. I can't afford that ticket. I know that ticket is gonna be super expensive. Yeah.
But on a fight, it's a
fight week.
It's a finale. Yeah, the finale is okay.
There's
fight,
2 fights.
They do fight pass, they do finale, and they do pay-per-view. The pay-per-view will be crazy for sure, but the fight night and the finale of fight pass, it's not so bad.
Yeah, that's cool, man. I definitely want to try and make it out there.
Let's go.
Yeah. So what's going on with you as far as teaching? I mean, like now you added teaching to the. Besides, I mean, you do a lot of seminars all over the world, and they're always packed. But now you have your own spot where you are the professor, where you teach. How's that going for you?
So I always want to have that, but it was just too much already, and then now it's too much. So I always coach, I always teach, I always, like, even back in the days, I always have my small class. I always was in charge of the training. I always, even on the pro trainings, like black belts only, I was the guy who was in charge. I was training as well, but it was, I'm going to be in charge on the warm-up, on the techniques. I always on charge. I like always to run the class. And that's how I started on MMA. That's how I started. I started like coaching Vitor Belfort, and then I did my debut, and then I never stopped. But I always like that. And now having a spot that I can be in charge and put my program in, it just works so good. Especially that I have the layoff between fights. It's just good to be working, doing what I love, like seeing the students getting better. It's just realizing, just helping me so much, making me so proud of myself, because a couple of guys come, man, you changed my life, like I'm doing a lot better now. I'm losing weight. I want to compete. So you see, you can touch on people's life a lot, so much more than just being a fighter. Like I can show guys like lifestyle, like a sport. So and that just gives me so much energy to keep doing my things, because I know how I can touch on people's lives too, not just as a fighter, but as a professor too. So when I'm coaching, I want to make sure my students are getting better. They especially today, bro. Like a couple of guys, they just want to have a belt. They just and that belt's never motivated myself to get better. Like the belt just come. You just at the end of the day, just something to tie your gi. The way I see, for sure, has a lot of history, but I think you cannot put so much energy on the belt. I want to be a blue belt. I want to be a purple belt. I want to be a black belt.
Hickson or Henzo says like the belt covers 2 inches of your ass. You got to take care of the rest.
Even Helio Grace, right before he dies, that they start to give so much black belt. He was and remember that he just wear a blue belt. He I don't care about it. He wear a blue belt just to make people know like the belts are not so important. And then that's one thing that I always touch when I'm teaching. You don't need to focus on the belt. Every day that we are here, I'm showing a new technique. You improve. So every day try to improve, try to get better. So that's what I try to pass to my students. And I'm just glad that I have my sport right now where I can teach, when I can see people getting better, where I can train. And my life's so busy right now. I still got a corner, couple guys. I'm doing couple BJJ MMA corner, like guys fighting MMA, I'm cornering guys. Guys fighting local shows, I'm cornering the guys. I'm doing my training, MMA. I'm doing my BJJ training, my competitions, my seminars. So agenda is, man, we gotta put 30 hours on the day. 24 is kind of short for me. I'm doing so much, and glad that I have work, and it's all working together. But as a fighter, I wanna have more fights. As a UFC fighter, I wanna have more UFC fights. But on the other side, when I have that break between fights, I still can train and I teach so much more. It's kind of I can see that my life outside of the cage is growing so much that that's good on both ways, you know.
I mean, you're one of the few people that is smart enough to understand the business aspect of it and is able to balance the two out. And you and I talked about this a bunch of times. It's really a lot of guys just depend on the fighting, and then once the career's over, they got nothing. They're like, oh, well, now I'm going to start doing seminars. Like, you're not getting the same attention as you would have had you been doing, like, taking the time, like one seminar here and there, like go out there. Like, I mean, it goes to show, excuse me, like how many people know who you are. Yes. Regardless of whatever your UFC rank is, like you go in a lot of places all over the world and people recognize you. And I've seen it because I've sat next to you when that happens. Like, you know.
Yeah, no. That jiu-jitsu and the two things that I have right now, like the jiu-jitsu aspect and MMA is so big, but they all connected. So I went to London maybe a month ago to corner Luke Vicente on his fight, and I just went to his fight, and then I make a couple contacts, and I had 4 seminars. One in London, Wales. I went to a different place. Like, it's so good that I was getting new friends. I was showing my jiu-jitsu. I was learning too. Don't think I'm going to seminar and I don't ask people. I don't see stuff. I'm always learning too, but I showing my jiu-jitsu. I get in a new contacts, seminars, and then right after that I went to Brazil, and then I seminar too, and then I got back to Rio, and then I got back here. Then on a couple weeks I went on a different countries. I get on the 3 different states. I went to Texas, I went to Arizona, and just cornering. In a couple places I was just teaching seminars, but a couple places I was doing MMA corner and seminars. So it's all connected, you know. I cannot do just one thing. And my last fight I lost, my MMA fight, and it was September. If I was just looking for the fight money, man, we are in May right now. I was getting crazy. So that stuff just helped me to keep my mind open. That even before Reebok, when I have a lot of sponsors, that was easier. Then I just can train. I chill. Okay, I have a seminar. Next month we can do. You know, I couldn't choose. But right now, I'm just gotta be active with all my seminars, with all my class, with all my stuff outside of fighting, to make sure I don't depend on that money. So the Reebok, to be real, the Reebok deal helped me a lot on that, on get more focus on that, because I was too relaxed. I have a couple seminars, like couple sponsors, big from Brazil, big from here. So I was more chill, and then I was maybe after when I retired, man, you know. But that thing clicks right away after Reebok deal, and then I gotta be more active with my stuff outside fighting, you know.
I call that the oh shit moment. That's like when you're sitting there and like you were coasting, like, and then everybody has it, and at one point in their life, I've had it where all of a sudden you're like, oh shit, like I actually gotta like take part in this. I gotta do something. I can't just coast it. And a lot of guys don't get that moment.
No,
they have a fuck you moment instead.
They have a late moment, like so late. They drawing. Then they need to do something, you know, like.
That's exactly it. Like, I mean, that's a good analogy for it. Like, they're drowning and they didn't even know it. And all of a sudden they're like gasping for air because they're in way too deep. And some people make it out, some people get to float, and other people just drown. And I mean, it just depends on where you're at with everything. But the cool part is with your seminar, you get to go and choke out your own sponsor, huh?
A lot of different places. Yeah, man, I went there on a Wales.
By the way, Gilbert is sponsored by Tatami Fightwear, and big shout out to Tommy and Garrett out in Wales.
Man, guys, I have a great sponsor. I had a great time over there. He set up a very nice seminar, and I had the chance to take his arm a little bit. So I have a great time in Wales. Man, Garrett is a very, very, very nice guy, very business guy. His business is getting big, so big everywhere. I was Tatami in London, in Wales, all Europe. And he's getting everywhere here, too. He's getting big, bro.
Well, Tatami has been around for a while. I think in the last couple of years, though, they bumped it up more and more.
Yeah, they're doing great.
Yeah. Well, all right, Gilbert, I know you got to get going. You got to start getting ready for training. Thank you very much for doing this. I know we're definitely going to do this again. I got to get Herbert on here.
Yeah, we gotta go late. If we go early, he's not going to make it.
I got to get Herbert. Like, I wanted to do a couple embarrassing stories of Herbert now, but I'll start with Herbert giving me embarrassing stories about you, and then we'll get you both guys in here just to go back and forth.
Herbert Burns, my young brother, he's here with me now. He's teaching a couple classes to help me out in my schedule that I just said is crazy. He helped me with my training too for submission on the ground. Man, that guy, if he has a little bit of my energy, he was kind of crazy. But I gotta push it. Yeah. He's lucky that he has me as pushing me. Hey, let's go, let's go, wake up, you know. So we help each other a lot, you know.
No, you guys are definitely close. But be sure to follow Gilbert on all the social media, Instagram, Gilbert Burns.
Gilbert_Burns.
Gilbert_Burns, and then Twitter, Facebook.
Durinho, yes.
Be sure to follow the YouTube channel, because I keep telling Gilbert to put more stuff up on there.
I will.
And shout out to Tatami. Thank you very much for sponsoring my friend here. That's always good to see, like, people supporting good fighters. And thanks everybody for listening. And we'll be back later on with Herbert.
Sure.
All right. Thanks, guys.
All right, guys. Boom.
Hey guys, Alex here again. Just one more time, wanted to thank you for taking the time of tuning in to the podcast. Please take the time to share it if you like the podcast. Share it with your friends, post it on forums. You can rip on me too if you want. That's absolutely fine. But as long as we get the word out, I appreciate any help. Also, don't forget to tune in to the Spotify playlist that you can play while you train and drill and practice. If you have any band recommendations, or if you want your band to be featured in one of the playlists and you're on Spotify, please feel free to message me and let me know, and I will try and get you on the playlist if you can. Again, follow Gilbert on social media, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, all that stuff. And if you want, you can also follow Jiu-Jitsu Radio on Instagram. Just look up @Jiu-Jitsu Radio. And thank you guys again for tuning in.